At -40 degrees Celsius, a man had been digging snow in the freezing wilderness for half a year only to make the huge SOS distress signal behind him more visible. The wreckage of the crash plane was his only shelter. He survived by chiseling ice to fish, using his watch alarm every day to fight against the Arctic polar days and nights. He had already lost 2 toes to the cold, but never gave up. Suddenly he found his fish box destroyed with massive footprints left on the ground. He rushed back to the cabin, a surge of fear welling up inside him, overcoming his terror. He climbed the hillside again to send the signal, and abruptly spotted a polar bear standing not far away. Just as he was about to evacuate, the transmitter suddenly lit up with a green light. The man roared with excitement. A rescue helicopter appeared in the sky, but as he raised his hands, disaster struck. The plane veered out of control and crashed violently. The hope that had just ignited was shattered completely at that moment. The man rushed to the crash site, finding the pilot dead, but a woman beside him seriously injured. He carried her back to the shelter. There he found an ice axe, satellite map, and a portable gas stove. With a lighter he lit the flame and cooked a pot of trout instant noodles, the most delicious meal he'd had in half a year. The woman's condition worsened, her fever spiking uncontrollably. The man knew waiting any longer would mean death. He decided to hike across the ice field to the weather station for help. He carried the woman onto a sled and left his only home. The hike was far more difficult than he imagined. Before long he was exhausted. Their path was blocked by steep mountains. Beyond them lay a flat road, but he couldn't pull the woman up the slope. Leaving her alone would mean certain death. The man finally made a decision. He crossed out the shortcut on the map and dragged the woman toward a route 3 times as long. They encountered the polar bear again, and in a snow cave the man lit a flare, roaring loudly to scare the beast away. But misfortune never comes alone. A blizzard hit. He used the sled as a windbreak and crawled into the sleeping bag with the woman. When the blizzard subsided, the man found his leg severely frostbitten, but he kept moving forward, enduring the pain. The woman could no longer even eat and drink water. Her wounds festered, and she began coughing up blood. The man despaired, realizing he couldn't take her with him. He decided to abandon her and flee alone, but just a few steps later he stepped into an empty space and fell into a cave. His foot was trapped tightly by rocks. He struggled desperately, managing to free himself at last, but his leg was badly injured. Limping, he crawled back to the woman. At that moment she unexpectedly regained consciousness and said softly with a sad smile. The man completely broke down, bursting into tears, blaming himself for abandoning her. He roughly treated her, wound with his own blood, then continued dragging the sled forward. Their food ran out just as he collapsed to the ground, exhausted beyond measure. The roar of a helicopter echoed in the distance,